drums one by one. Big Nick said, yo, Kenny, thoughts on XXXTentacion? Did you get the chance to meet him or talk to him? I only got to talk to him once. He wanted Smack a Bitch stems from Rico, and he wanted some stems from Key also. Rico got to meet X and go by X's crib and hang out and stuff. She said he was super cool, super respectful, super nice. But yeah, there was a point where where X was trying to get on a Rico song and trying to get on a Key song also. So we had sent some stuff. Long live Josiah. Like, I think it's pretty crazy. My thoughts on him are it's pretty insane on how many people he influenced. I'm not going to speak on anything else that I know people are thinking in their mind right now, because this is someone who, with their music, influenced millions and millions of people, and they have passed, and we're going to respect the dead. So I think that this is someone who, you know what I mean, is one of the most important artists of all of our generation. You know, there's a lot of people who are 18 years old, 20 years old right now, 21 years old, who were born in 2000 and have had the majority of their favorite artists taken from them. And it feels like X was one of the biggest hits, you know, like losing X and losing Pump and losing Juice and losing Mac and losing the amount of people that you guys have lost as young fans of music, as young creatives, as young artists, as young producers. It's unbelievable. Pop Smoke, you know what I mean? There's too many to name. Like, it's unbelievable. RIP X, obviously RIP Doom, RIP so many fucking people in just the last year alone. But yeah, it's wild how much influence X had. And you know what, to me, is one of the things I always think of, because you know me, I'm a fucking nerd. I always think about Look at Me and how it sounded so fucked up and so distorted and so wrong, but nobody thought about that for 1 second. Even when you played it out, it sounded crazy. I used to DJ it, so I would play it on, I've played that song in front of 5,000 people, 10,000 people on huge systems. It sounds awful, but it's a vibe, and you don't care. And as soon as it comes on, you're just like, let's fucking go. Sipping tea, same thing. Like, a lot of that early shit, even the fucked up, like, all those songs were like, you could tell they made them in the fucking garage. You could tell they made them in somebody's closet. You could tell they made them not exactly knowing what they were doing, but the shit was so mean and had so much emotion to it and energy to it that it didn't matter. And I remember seeing that shit go from a couple million, 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, 25 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, 60 million on YouTube. And I remember the industry being like, who is this X kid? Who is this Ski kid? What is this video? This kid, ski mask, fucking, his friend's fucking a girl in the background and he's freestyling. They went to juvie together or some shit. They're all from Florida. Who is this little Pump kid? He's their little friend. He's all fucked up too. This is the Smoke Perp kid who got that Audi song. I remember it was such an insane time period from all these artists coming out of Florida. And it's like Denzel was almost like he's the same age, but almost was a generation before. It was like this movement of all these fucking artists coming out of Florida doing all this kind of distorted, hard shit, whether it was Boss and the Pump shit, or it was Audi and the Perp shit, or it was Ski and X. Like, it was an insane era. And that was the same era where I really started getting on my shit. And my studio, The Cave, was 15 minutes away from Big E's studio, which is where Big E was managing Big Head and G Neals. G Neals is always in the Discord. Shout out to G Neals. But Big E was where Little Pump was recording all the time. It's where Perp was recording all the time. It was 15 minutes from my studio. So it's like I was in LA and I would see these artists once in a while. I remember meeting some of them and this and that. And then obviously me and Ski got to working, and both songs that the first 2 songs me and Ski made ended up on Stokely. Those are the first 2 songs we made. Unbothered and Foot Fungus. Shout out to my dog. And always make sure every time Ski crosses your timeline, you give him a like, you give him a yo, you tell him you can't wait for the music, you tell him you love him, because this guy lost 2 of his best friends. You know what I mean? And it's wild. But the amount of influence was just insane. I remember seeing people look at X and the music, and how it was getting produced and how it sounded and how people were reacting to it and the engagement on social media and stuff and all these labels. It almost felt like when Tyler came out in terms of engagement and in terms of how hype the situation was and how much everybody was bugging out, from the fans to the labels and this and that. And no one could control the situation. No one could tell him what to do. No one could come in and say, okay, we want to take over your shit and give you a couple $1 million, because he was like, I'm making more money than you guys can give me, and I have all the control, and I'm doing it myself. So, yeah, X influenced a whole lot of people. Shout out to you, Nick, for asking that question. And shout out to my dog, Ski, and shout out to DJ Scheme.